All right. We're live on YouTube.
Noise.
Anime.
Head angles.
And eye angles.
Yeah.
And then we'll go live on TikTok. There we are.
Sick. I need to move this neck a little bit more. I want to draw like some nice heads first. There we go. I was actually thinking about a different way to break down heads, which is like the cranium and the muzzle, which we talked about before, but I wanted to try drawing it like that too. There we go. Hey Lexi, hey Emmy. We're gonna talk about anime heads and eye angles. And eye angles.
Da da da
Da,
da.
da. Da, 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 da. There we go. Hey, Mizuki. There we go. Then we'll add some hair. I do like drawing Abby a lot, but I feel like I'll just draw a different rando. Hey, Xavier. Hey, Heart. You make drawing girls sound so easy. I've drawn a lot of girls. Basically, I've only drawn girls for like most of my drawing journey because I like them so much. I only started drawing guys more often when I had to teach. Like, I was like, well, I need to teach anime guys, but like I don't draw them very much, so I just had to like force myself to draw them. But now I'm better at drawing anime guys because of that sheer practice. Is this Procreate? Yes, it is. Hello.
Hello, how's it going? Everybody.
Yeah.
Do I need to wear this stupid thing again today?
If your head's too hot.
It's pretty fun. I love it.
Yeah.
Bro, I saw a comment on TikTok who actually wears one of these, and it was my hat.
And you should have just taken a picture of yourself.
How dare they say that?
Someone from our community should just post a picture of you doing that.
Look at this, bro. There it is.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Blue Bat.
Who actually wears one of these? Me. I do.
Oh.
What?
There we go. It was not focusing for a second.
You can tap on there to make it
Oh,
focus.
okay. I can't seem to get my girls to look like them. I've tried and tried, but they don't look like girls. But that's because I would draw boys all the time. That was me with boys. My boys would always look like girls because I've always drawn girls all the time. So we had the opposite problem. Basically, and we'll talk about more anime head planes and stuff with guys as well. But a lot of the time it's like adding more masculine or feminine features. So like mask features.
Hello, hello.
Heyo.
I just hear Tom Nook's voice.
I know, we did.
Hello.
I was just gonna say Tom Nook when you did that.
Hey, Dahlia, how's it going?
So masculine and feminine features. If all of your girls have masculine features, they will look masculine. If most of your guys have feminine features, they will look more like girls. So a lot of time masculine features are sharper or angular. They generally have like smaller features, which we'll get into later, but like I think this is a fun topic to talk about. Smaller features. Sometimes they tend to be more realistic. Can be more realistic. And defined. So, that all this kind of goes hand in hand. With more feminine features, it has more curves. Roundness. Yes, curve/roundness. Things are a lot softer.
Head and eye angles.
Yeah, we'll talk about heads and eyes. Probably more accentuating the eyes or makeup. Flashier. Tends to be more flashier eyes because that's like a defining feature. So like if your female character doesn't have elements of the feminine, wow, that sounds like a philosophical thing. The feminine, the masculine. If they don't have this, then they're gonna look more masculine. So like you have to like find the balance in order to like make something feel more this or that. If that makes sense. So we'll talk about stuff like this.
Kashina, the Midnight Cup, Phoenix, Poco. Yes, this is Procreate.
Yeah.
Imperfect Boss. First stream you made it to, Herbal Spa Specialty. I thought I was gonna say Herbal Spice Tea. Very nice.
Yummy.
I
Herbal
could use
spice
some
tea,
herbal
okay.
tea, dude. The only thing I got today is Alani.
Alani.
We're going full in with the Alani today. All in.
So here's like an actual male and female head.
Hey Fox, you want tea?
I want tea, yummy.
Me too. We had London Fog earlier
It was good.
in it.
And so like look at these head planes right here. There's this cheekbone, there's that cheekbone. They're still there, but like look how much softer this looks versus this one. Like you can actually see that angular. It sounds like, I don't know, a square. I guess it feels like a square or box. This one is like a rounder oval.
How is everybody doing?
Yeah.
We're just hitting the ground running today.
I know. Maybe it's because I'm warmed up from videos.
Yeah, I've been painting for
Like,
hours.
just kind of on a roll. I want the heads, Fox says.
You want the heads? We have a box. We have 25 sets printed and ready to go, basically.
Yeah. So we have a set of 5.
Oh, you should see this one, though.
Oh, thank you.
This is...
I drew a version which showed the head planes like this.
That's
like,
a really nice version.
Would
Would you be interested in this version? That's a little bit warped, I guess.
It's a bit more work and these more steady hands, but
That's
if
pretty
people
hard to make
want
these,
it,
I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
It's pretty cool, huh?
I think it's pretty cool. Which kind of sketching inking pencils do y'all use? Like physical pencils or like digital?
Sickly? Oh no. Oh no.
Aw. Head planes.
Dolly Vio said she trying to DM you, so keep an eye out. I don't know if you missed DMs or something.
Oh.
I think it's about Secret Santa stuff.
Secret
Not
Admirer?
Secret Santa. Secret Admirer. It is locked into my brain. I can't say anything but Secret Santa. The version in light gray with the face, maybe light gray. We don't have a light gray version.
We don't have a light gray version. We just have a white version because it looks like cast models, but they're not really casts. So, yeah.
Add some eyes and I'll take it.
Add some
your,
like on this.
Where are all the heads? Are they still on your
They're
desk?
yeah, they're actually still on the desk.
Holy crap! There's so many of them.
Yeah, and honestly, Kashina, just like keep drawing girls. Like you're going to get it eventually, especially if you like nail down. It's like really just tweaking things and
with
stuff.
light gray ink.
Oh, with light gray ink.
So a
Way.
face with light gray ink lines. That would
not be a bad idea. I have to be very steady with my hands.
You don't want Power Ranger Teletubby? This one's the special one that I made.
That one is very special. I would want one of these.
Who wouldn't want one of these ones? That's sick, dude. Superhero.
Yeah.
All right, this
Oh,
is
digital.
already getting cluttered.
Yeah. So the digital brush that we use on stream is this one right here. You can get it on our profile, drawanime.com. It is the green button and it is completely free. So that I use. Digital wise, like inking, I just use like a hard round brush with like pen pressure. So that's all I use. I'm very simple. But yeah. So let's start off maybe by just drawing like really simple heads. I think that this is a really good representation of a very simple head. It's not as complicated as like an Asaro head, but like it gets you somewhere and you can easily put like proportions on top. And this is also a great base for like male heads right here. So like I'm already adding in that jawline, that long jaw, the long chin. And so you can take this and just like morph it however you want. Yeah, no problem.
Delicious.
You know, it kind of looks like a whistle. Yeah, hold up. I might.
Here in the bed.
Why'd you do that? I don't know.
Poppy is like sitting there looking out the window, right? And we both look over at her and she goes like this.
It's like she knew. Look, she did it again. Poppy. Kitty, kitty, kitty. She's funny. She literally just did it again. I think she understands what we're saying sometimes.
Like when I'm with your family and they're all speaking in Chinese and I'm just like,
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, he can understand us. Literally.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, we'll talk about eyes as well. Isn't the whistle head actually like an anime? Oh, wait, sorry. Isn't like... Sorry, I literally misread everything. Isn't the whistle head an actual like head drawing method in art books? Honestly, I've never seen it.
I've seen certain things broken down as a whistle, but I've seen the knee broken down as a whistle.
Oh, it is?
Kind of. There's a whistle shape in the knee, kind of, you know.
It's a cone.
It's the top of the
Wait a second, I never realized
tibia.
That.
Not tibia. That's the big one, right?
Tibia
and fibula.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's the big one.
Yeah. Wait, it is a whistle. Holy crap.
The head?
Yeah. It's like a kind of a whistle. Like obviously you just need to like pull this out instead and there's like a jaw, but like that's actually kind of interesting. I need to like research that more. I do speak the language of the Chinese. That's so funny.
How about that age verification thing on Discord, huh?
Wait, what
Crazy.
happened?
I don't know. Discord wants to implement this new rule where they make everybody like verify their age with either like an ID or a like a face scan, like a Roblox type thing. And people are not happy about it, dude. Especially since they did it right after there was like this huge data leak and everybody's like,
no thanks.
A ton of people's informations got leaked and now they're like, oh, we want a bunch of kids to upload photos of themselves onto Discord. Don't worry, we'll keep it private.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's
kids'
insane.
photos. Like, bro, what? That's weird.
Yeah, everybody's been yapping about it.
What is this, like a scouting thing? Weird. All accounts will be defaulted to teen. What?
Yeah, I haven't read a lot about it. I just know people are really annoyed at it because Discord's like super. Let's just say that they've had data leaks in the past. Well, that was a third party provider. That wasn't us.
Ugh, of course.
Oh, I haven't seen that update. I don't know. I don't know when it's going to be implemented or what.
Yeah, I don't know. This is the first time I'm hearing about it. So
March?
March?
Are we both drawing on one tablet? No, I got a tablet in front of me, but I'm not actually drawing at the moment. At the moment.
You know, every time I draw spheres, they kind of look like dongo to me, like those like dessert rice dumplings.
Dessert bubbles?
Yeah, dessert bubbles, yeah. So most of the time you will simplify heads with just a sphere like this, and these cross lines right here is just to show you the angle. I mean, we talked about it a lot, but it's still like important to know the fundamentals. So you're like, okay, the crosses actually really help with finding what's the top side, what's the bottom side. If you're looking at the top of something, you'll see maybe this top X versus this X on the side. So if you have like three little X's, then you see three sides of the sphere rather than like a box, for example. You're showing that?
Yeah. I'll show it in a little bit.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So if we think about like these little 3 points, you know, we're basically seeing a sphere in perspective, and that is great to use for heads right here. So here, side of the sphere, front of the sphere, we see the bottom of the sphere right here, but we don't see the top of the sphere. I think another simple way to draw the bottom of the head is by using like a curved sheet of paper. Or like a part of a cylinder. That could definitely work. Or you can even do like this. But obviously this is like a very primitive version. It's like not super defined. But I think it gets you like somewhere with like what's it called? Getting a basic idea of the forms. Me personally, I like using boxes of some kind. Or like a curved box. This is complex, but this is like the muzzle for me. So you have a sphere and a muzzle.
Hey, Captain. Hey, Lau. How's everybody's Secret Admirers going?
Yeah, how's it all going? I'm excited for that.
Who hasn't started yet? I know you haven't. I'm looking directly at you. I know it. Crazy. By the way, we posted a new carousel on TikTok, our YouTube, and our Instagram, and it helps with coloring different types of hair, like jelly hair and what else?
Pudding hair,
like
cream
food-based hair. Because I like food and Christina likes food.
Yeah. It actually makes me so surprised sometimes, like how much forms actually affect each other. Like if I were to just like plant a nose in here, but this was completely like flat with no dimension, this nose wouldn't really make sense. So you actually like have to lift up this form here for the eye socket. It's kind of interesting. It's like in order for the nose to exist, the eyebrow ridge has to pop out a bit to give room for the nose. When is the deadline? The 27th.
When is the deadline?
I believe it's like the 27th before the show starts, but like all the information is on the Secret Admirer announcements and stuff.
Yes. It's all of the important dates are in the Secret Admirer announcements channel.
So like we got some idea of the features. And actually, kind of getting to eyes really quick, if you use like this round cylinder form as like a simplification, you can wrap your eyes around that too. It's like a curved sheet of paper, like that. And then when you add your eyes, you basically follow that. Follow your lines around the curve. This will get smaller. Here's your brow. Here's your nose. And then you can like shorten the chin. I made this a bit too long. And then there we can add in some eyes in perspective like this. It's kind of nice actually. And then what you'll notice is that there's like this really interesting dip. So here's the forehead, comes out, comes out, comes out, goes down, and then we reach the corner of the nose, sinks in, then comes out again, then goes back in. So like this line is really important to show the form, because when we draw a wireframe over the nose, the bridge of the nose, like this is what we get. We get that like this inner corner. Oh, it's not doing it right, isn't it?
You can press the screen.
Oh yeah. You can get this like inner corner right in here. Oh, thank you, Lily. What about cheekbones? Cheekbones, huh? I think this really simple curve right here is a great idea, a great simplification of the cheekbone. You can see it on this model right here. And it's not focusing again. I'm just going to do the edge of it right here. So, see that right there? Here's a cheekbone. The cheekbone on a skull is a little bit more complex. It's more like this. But most of the time, we don't see this. This form right here. And it's not focusing again. What the heck? Like, it's not focusing on the drawing.
Okay, and then you go tap over on the corner of the iPad.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, just tap on this on the screen.
Okay. Let me actually just go in. So
what are we doing today? Did I not name the YouTube stream?
Oh, I thought you did.
Hold up, let me look. Yeah, it's named. That's what we're doing today. Mm-hmm. Whatever the stream is called. At least on YouTube, it should be pretty easy to see.
So like with the cheekbone happens after the brow ridge. So brow ridge comes out, then goes in, and then the cheekbone comes out, and this is like the bottom of the eye socket. And you'll see that this arch kind of wraps around like that. But we don't see this a lot of the time, and it's very distinct. And if like someone has really sunken cheeks, then you'll be able to see it. But for the most part, it's always softened. So you'll generally see this shape. This, in, and then a nice swoop. So that's a simplification of the cheekbone. And then it goes down to the chin. But if you were to simplify it even more, you can shade it. Like if you're drawing like a guy and you want to like tone it, you can imply it by shading it like this. And there we got like a very subtle cheekbone. Or you can go in and do that instead. But it's like all describing the same thing.
Anyways,
yeah.
Let's go into heads at various angles, how to break down the forms and simplify them into various angles. You can start with like boxes, you can start with a sphere. I like to personally start with a sphere a lot of the time. I'll just draw a circle and put a line on it, and that'll be like my center line.
Oh, you're not sharing it?
I know I'm not.
Oh, oops.
I can share if you want.
Sure.
Like a lot of the time when I draw a head, I'll just start with a sphere. Like let's just say we go like this. You can go like that. You could go whatever, like that. Like that. You can kind of put a line anywhere on it, like that. It doesn't really matter. And then if you want, because this is one of your axes, right? Like this is your X, Y, and Z axis. So if you want, you can wrap like this. You could wrap like this. And then you can you treat this like the front of the face. And so you go, here's the length from, say, the brow ridge or the eyes to the end of the chin. Here's the length from the brow ridge to the end of the chin, right? End of the chin. And then we can add, you know, maybe a little indication of the side of the face, the side of the sphere, just to give it some dimension.
Ooh.
You know, this is how I like to block in heads.
I think it's a great way to block in heads.
Right, made that a little bit short. We can expand it. Like that, right? We can come down, maybe like this, and like that. And so we already have our perspective, right? So I'll move that just over just a little bit. We already have our perspective. We have our X, our Y, and our Z, right? Like our little XYZ stick here. Those lines actually give us everything we need. So if we want to start building on top of this head, like goggles or glasses or whatever, right? We have our X, Y, and Z. So if we want whatever, goggles, we have, you know, zoop, zoop, zoop.
Ooh.
We can do goggles, right? And we know how to wrap that because we have the perspective of our head already. So we could do, you know, whatever, something like that. Or if we wanted to put the goggles on top of the head, we've got this X, Y, and Z already, right?
I actually like that you curved that that line there. It's pretty important.
What line? This one?
No, the other one. The vertical.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a subtle curve, but you can start with something that's not as subtle, right? You could do, maybe we go like this.
Oh.
Right? I don't know, some dude or something, right? And then again, your minor axis, if you want to draw something round. See, my goggle's actually off. My goggle should be going along my minor axis. More like that. Right?
Why did they call it the major and minor axis?
Because the minor axis is like the shorter one.
Oh, okay.
Is the shorter one, right? So again, if you want to draw like goggles or something, you already have your X, Y, and Z. That's why I like starting this way, because I do a lot of like characters with stuff on their face or their head, and I just find it a lot easier to do that sort of thing.
So at the center of the XYZ, is that basically where the bridge of the nose is?
Oh, you can put it wherever you want.
Mm-hmm.
You could raise it, you could lower it. It depends on your head's proportions, like what you want to do with it. I just drop it down kind of wherever, and I'll go, is this the brow? Again, like, you know, maybe we go like this, right? You could put the line here, and then the eyes would be here. You could put the line here, where the eyes are. You could put the line, I probably wouldn't put it, I never put it lower than that, but it's just because I don't really do that. But another cool thing is that this shape right here, this two-dimensional shape, remember, when you're drawing, your first two lines are free, and your third line is not free, right? This is your X, Y, and your Z. So when you're drawing your first two lines, any two lines you draw are free. It could be that, it could be that, it could be whatever, that. Your third line, this is X, Y, and Z, right? This is, say, X, Y, and Z. This is X, Y, and Z. So if I draw a box, say, over top of these, well, that's my brush, not my eraser.
What does it mean for a line to be free and not free?
Like, meaning free, you can draw it any direction you want. I could do it this, I could do that, I could do that, I could do that, I could do that. Like, you can put your line anywhere you want. The first one can be any rotation you want. The second one can also be any rotation you want. I could put it there, I could put it there, I could put it there, there, doesn't matter. And then the third one, like what I've just done is I basically, with these two lines, I've made a piece of paper. And so my piece of paper is like that, right? Or rather, maybe like this, right? So this is a direction, that's a direction. And then this one right here is a direction, and that's a direction. And now I can pull this into a box like this.
So free is almost no vanishing point?
No, free means you can put your vanishing points anywhere you want. Like your first two, because this is a tilted horizon. Like my vanishing point for this box is going to be like this. Right? And then this is a 2-point perspective, and it's a tilted horizon. If I didn't want it to be a tilted horizon, I could just tilt it back. Like, you have a lot of freedom in perspective, but then this third one has to be perpendicular to that horizon line. It has to be at a 90-degree angle.
Oh, okay.
Right? So, again...
So that's why you say, like, oh, that's a tilted horizon, because you look for that line.
Yep. I just have, like, again, and say I do this one up here, right? Or I just do two lines, right? 1, 2. 1, or 1, 2. You know? Any direction. I can put these lines literally anywhere I want, and I'll just cross them, right? You'll notice that I'll tend to do something similar. But there's only so many things you can do, right?
Yeah.
And then if I go, where's my paper? All I have to do, these two lines follow this middle one. These two lines follow the other one. Right? Like this. There's my piece of paper. And then this one comes out at a 90-degree angle in like perspective. So there's my X, Y, and my Z. So you can just pull this out into a box. I had a teacher in FZD. His name was Kingston, and he always said your first two lines are free when you're drawing an object in perspective. Right? There's your sheet of paper. Now we can pull it out into a box. Right? There's our sheet of paper. Right? And then this pulls out into a box like that. Now this lesson isn't necessarily on boxes, but if we go all the way back up here, we got a line.
Ooh.
So our other line, we could do this. We're looking up at the head from below, right? Or if we want to put this line curved down, we're looking like down at the head from above. So we're actually relatively free. So people will start heads different ways. Like you can, or this could just be straight. And we're looking straight on at the head. Right? I'm using like the same silhouette.
You just change the angle a bit.
Exactly.
So the third line is what would turn the paper into a box?
Yeah. So your first two lines are like X and Y or X and Z. It's two of your axes, right? We got red, blue, and green. Your first two lines are either are two of these. It could be your red and your green. It could be your blue and your red. It doesn't matter. Like they're just two intersecting lines, right? And then your third line has to be at an angle to those. Like they could go any direction. Like if you pay attention to like the red and the green line, look, as I rotate this, they're moving all different directions from each other. You can get them into any direction you want. Like you want them parallel? There, now they're parallel because I'm looking at it from the edge. See? You want them almost parallel? It's like right here.
That's fun. Are there differences with how we draw the head between the angle we're looking at versus if the head is tilting up or down?
Are there differences with how we draw the head between the angle we're looking at? I'm not really sure.
So I'm gonna guess. So what's the difference between drawing the head based on the angle that we're looking at versus if the head is tilting up or down? If the camera's looking down versus if the subject is looking down?
Well, I wouldn't be able to point this head straight up, right? Like, there's limitations of this shape right here. Like, if I'm looking straight up, I'm going to be getting something like, right? Like this. Like, here's the neck, here's the brow ridge, here's the bottom of the nose, eye, you know, and my ear is going to be more like that. So, like, I can't turn this shape into this without changing the shape. But I do have a good amount of wiggle room, like, right? Like, I'm looking up at the head from below. Like, just a little bit, just by putting that wrapping line on it, right? Or I can go, I'm looking down at the head from above. Maybe, right? Maybe like that. Looking down at it, and then I can add that third dimension. So I like to start heads that way a lot of the time. If I'm kind of working within an angle of maybe like this to this, I can use the same shape, honestly, for the silhouette.
Yeah, you
right?
really can.
If I'm working like that to that, it's kind of crazy how that works. The silhouette doesn't actually change that much.
It's like very, very subtle changes.
Yeah, if you look at, say, the one with wrapping lines. See? Wrapping up, wrapping down, and I could just use that same shape. But again, it's a form drawing. Like, you have to be able to do form drawing. Form drawing is like the root, one of the biggest foundations of drawing anything, is you have to be able to draw form. And what I mean by form is like literal three-dimensional form, right? Like, this is a blob and it goes this way. Or, and we talk about this all the time, right, on stream. This is a blob and it goes, say, this way. Like, I can draw a wireframe over top of this and it's like a three-dimensional blob. And like, shapes are pretty free as far as your perspective, right? Like, again, this is what I'm doing with the anime head. I just didn't draw an anime head shape. I can look down at this. I can look up at this. Like, there's the bottom. Here's the top. I can look down or up at it. I literally just copy pasted the same shape. It's the same with this, right? Like, I can look up at this. I can look down at this. Top of the head. So you have some wiggle room within shapes. And that's why, like, it's one of my favorite ways to start a head, honestly.
I like that a lot.
Like, looking down, you'd get this. Looking up, you'd get this. Right? Looking up at it.
This is blowing my mind a bit. Good.
And then looking down at it. So it's that XYZ, right? Here's my XYZ.
There it is.
Right? Or if I want to start with a face, here's one of my two free lines. Here's either my second line is this, or my second line is this. My Z is going to be the same as well. Probably not that low, but.
So the X, but it's just curved, right?
Yeah. Like, in my mind, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
It's a curve in 3D space.
That's why. Okay.
Like that.
So what would Z be? Would it just be like the wrapping lines around the Oh, okay.
I mean, Z is generally towards you and away from you, but like as long as you're thinking, like whatever you call it, it doesn't matter. If I called this one X, it's still going away from me.
Right.
It's just there's X, there's Y, and there's the Z. So like if I draw a straight line here, like all I'm really doing is just going like, you know, bowing that out a little bit because it's like the front of the face is kind of curved, you know? If you look at like this from the bottom, like that's pretty rounded.
Yeah.
So I'm just drawing in three-dimensional form. How do you make sure your lines are correct? Lot of practice. Z is depth. Yeah. Forward and backwards, right? Like your Z vanishing point is the vanishing point in 1 point perspective. So if you draw in 1 point perspective, your vanishing point is the Z. And then up and down is Y, and then left and right is X.
I think I might have a answer for Gerard's question, because it is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I didn't really understand it. If you understand it, you answer it.
Okay, so I'm going to assume that this is what you mean by the question. So let's say, oh, I want someone who's looking down at something, so their head is tilted like this, but I want the camera to look down at them. How do I make it look like what would be the difference between drawing them, I guess? Like if your camera was pointed down and your character's also pointed looking down, how would you draw that? It just depends on like where you're looking. So this is separate from this. This person's, like, you're not always looking in terms of the person's point of view. You're looking like in the third person. So like if you're looking down at this person looking down, basically, and this is your grid, here's your person. You're not going to draw a person looking up like this, but rather you want it to kind of be consistent with the grid. So this person's now looking down because I have implied here are the ears. Here's the nose. Oh my gosh, my brush is too thick. Here's the ears. Here's the nose. They're looking down. We can visually see that they're looking down. Because that's where they're looking at the ground. But if we have the camera looking up and the person's looking down and it's at the camera, then you can basically just say, okay, here's my body. They're looking at the camera at you. And they're physically looking down. Because you can see in context, their body is facing upward. Versus if you're going to look straight at them and they're looking down, you're just going to see this. Does that make sense?
In 3D up and down would be Z commonly in Europe. I know you can change your 3D modeling program. You can switch it. Like different 3D modeling programs and different people use different, like, which one is the depth, which one is the up and down. Most of the time in art, it would be Z, forward and backwards, X, left and right, Y, up and down. But again, it doesn't matter. If you make Z left and right, you just keep it left and right. It doesn't really matter too much. You can switch it and make the exact same 3D model. I just stick with one because I don't like confusing people and switching it up. Fox asked a question earlier. What was it?
I don't know. I can't see it.
I would just do it how math graphs. See, I would never got very far in math. I am 30 years old and I'm wearing a propeller hat. So, you know, I like art stuff more than math stuff. What was your question? How do you make sure your lines are correct? So, like, how do I make sure that when I draw a box, it's actually right and I just know it's right? Like that sort of thing.
Oh, thank you, Yesti. That's so sweet.
That is very sweet. Thank you so much.
I really do appreciate it because we spent like a long time teaching, especially like on stream, and so we get a lot of practice, and hearing you say that is just very nice. You can draw eyes from different angles.
I think I finally just understood the question. I like read it again. If the camera is looking down versus if the subject is looking down. I don't know why I didn't understand that question earlier. I think.
Do you think?
It was like my brain was already on like a track, but I think you.
Okay.
Exactly. Like the camera is
its own
independent
thing.
of what the person is doing,
Yeah.
right? Like, if I have a head and I have my camera looking at this head, I can tilt the head and I can also tilt the camera, right? And I can also
Go like, yeah.
do that. That's like a weird, like, draw a box with this hand and a circle with this one.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever made you do that? Yeah, kind of for
It's like
anything, but box works.
Rubbing your belly and tapping your head.
That was so unstable internet connection. Did our internet just go out or something? How is it? Are we back? Did it lag on TikTok for a second? I think it's TikTok. Our internet's totally fine. We never really have any spikes or problems.
Thank you, Aiden.
That's the practice part, honestly. That's why you have to do the homework in order to get better. Like, understanding it is not enough. Like, conceptually understanding something is not enough. It's like, I don't know, it's like a skill that you develop by practicing and doing exercises. It's kind of like saying, like, but how do you make sure your muscles get big? It just happens when you work out a lot. Like, it's just, you work out a lot, you do the reps correctly, you make sure you have good form, and then over time, your brain just learns the language of when it's right. It's like learning a language. You do it a lot, and your brain will go, I see that. That one, that looks off to me. It's like, you know, you hear someone with an accent. You've heard your language so many times that when someone has an accent, you're like, they have an accent.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's no other way I can explain it than that. That's why it's so important to do the exercises. Drawing tons of primitive forms in 3D, drawing a whole bunch of 1, 2, and 3-point perspective scenes. Again, you have to do the exercises, and you have to really try to maintain like proper form, right? Like a working out. It's like, of course, doing art, you're probably not going to injure yourself other than like self-inflicted psychological wounds or something, but you know what I mean.
But if you do want a guide to getting those assignments in, we have a anime art school.
Although Fox already has anime art
Oh,
school.
I know. I'm just talking about other people who don't have it.
We do teach all this stuff in our anime art school. It is a huge program. It's like an entire college, and it is 20% off right now.
Giving you a great assignment so that you can actually improve and stuff like that. We have a lot of different subjects like how to draw heads, how to draw backgrounds, how to draw bodies, how to draw clothes. Anything that you guys ask on stream, like we have like actual classes for it.
Appreciate it, Aiden, as well.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, it's 20% off with the code LOVE.
Imagining the rear wheels of a car as one long cylinder, is the minor axis of the wheel ellipses always going to be the same line as the axle between them? Yes. Your minor axis points at the vanishing point. So if you draw a car, right? Let's just say, let's turn this one into a car, all right? First, we'll straighten it out, make it so it's not a super tilted horizon. So if this is a car, this is the minor axis, right? You have a vanishing point down there, 2-point perspective, and you have a vanishing point down there. If you imagine this as one long cylinder, the wheels, your minor axis is going to go straight through them like the axle, yes? Like that. And so this is going to point at your vanishing point down there. Like that. Let me flip this page really quick. And your wheels will do that, right? And then, of course, whatever. Not that we're doing car lessons today, but
hey,
you did get it right.
I think it's good. I second EST. You guys are the best art teachers. Got to take care of the baby now. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gerard.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out. Let's do this.
Classes in Spanish? No, I don't speak
we
Spanish.
Don't have the Spanish. We don't have classes in Spanish, unfortunately.
I don't even know how to say I don't speak Spanish. In Spanish. What graphic tablet would you recommend for a beginner animator?
I don't know. I don't actually do any animation, unfortunately. But I don't know. 2D animation? I would assume it would be similar to like drawing, right? See, my wheels are kind of wonky. But your wheels would go along this minor axis, yeah. and then it would be like, this would split the ellipse in half, and this would split the ellipse in half, going through it like that. Ellipses are weird. People have a lot of trouble with them. So there's exercises to get better at ellipses, you know? Like, you want this to be able to flip over and fold a piece of paper. One of the best ways for ellipses is you actually just get a physical piece of paper, you draw a line on it, and then you fold and you draw your ellipses on it, right?
Whoa.
And then you physically fold the paper in half and see if the ends line up. That's like one of the best
half and
ways.
half on both sides. That's really cool. That really takes a lot of skill. No habla español.
Right.
Okay.
Or you could just, you know, whatever. Do that. Like, does it line up? Ellipses are like a whole.
They're a whole another thing.
They're a whole another thing to
I
get
think they're
into.
harder than boxes, to be honest, because like there's actually like degrees and stuff. But then again, it's just a different topic. I don't know any ship anatomy. I've never drawn any ships.
Like tall ships, wooden ships, pirate ships.
ships.
If I were to look into ship anatomy, I would probably watch a documentary on YouTube and go through that. I watch all the Pirates of the Caribbean because they're awesome, and then I would watch a documentary on YouTube on ships and draw a bunch of them. Ships are like an entire. They're like cars, dude. Like, there's so much about ships that is like people spend their entire lives like.
It's like a
learning
car
about them.
maniac.
Yeah, but you could probably learn the basics relatively quickly of like how they're constructed and all that kind of stuff. I'd find a documentary and like draw them from skeletons, right?
Yeah.
Like it would, I mean, we did tall ships in FZD with like a perspective drawing exercise, you know, you kind of go like this, right? And you have like your axis right here. And you draw ribs. Are you trying to learn about ships, or are you trying to learn how to like draw them? And I would just like, you know, something like this. I know they have like ribs. You draw airplanes the same way for the most part. And then you can like connect these. Again, this is like a perspective drawing exercise. This is not going well. There's my ship. You could construct them like this. And
That's cool.
I don't remember how the back looks. Maybe something like this. This is not accurate. Do they have like a mast like here and maybe like here as well? I guess it depends on the boat. There's like ones with multiple masts and stuff.
I think I might have found a new way to teach how to draw eyes in perspective. So we can talk about that a little bit. Oh, I totally forgot about the male and female like versions of Spanish and languages. I know that French has them, and I remember vaguely that Spanish also has them.
Mm-hmm. We come a long way from drawing anime heads
I
or
know.
drawing
Ships
now.
and
Oh, by the way, chat, I wanted to show you this funny little meme that we did in our latest TikTok. So gray is a neutral, and so next to a warm it looks cool, and next to a cool it looks warm.
Color
And so we
theory.
made this little comic. He's so cool. No, he's so hot. I can be anything you want me to be, baby. And we made this little comic about color theory. You can go check it out in our latest post on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube. And it's very educational. It's about coloring hair and stuff.
and food and color theory and cute
That's
stuff.
so funny,
Honestly,
dude.
I was really proud of doing that carousel because it really kind of was very on brand with what we like to do. We like cute stuff and we also like educational stuff. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think only color theory buffs would know about that. But
Yeah, it's like people who utilize gray in their artwork a lot, definitely.
well, like if you want to do like yellow, if you want to like shade something that's yellow, a gray like cool is literally just using gray.
Yeah,
Like this is just gray.
you can cool
But
it
I just
down.
like you could just cool it down. It's like a shortcut. and it works great. But not talking about color theory because that's a different topic. But
we'll definitely
talk about
color theory sometime soon.
Yeah. So if you want to draw like eyes in different angles, I think learning how to like plot certain points is actually kind of cool. So an eye wraps around a sphere, but sometimes it's really hard to visualize how this would wrap onto this. So if you just like draw your little, I don't know, X and Y, I guess, curved X and Y lines, and then you plotted, maybe I'm overcomplicating this, but I kind of want to test this out. If you plot like the main areas of your eye onto this, it might be a little bit easier to connect the dots. So this, so I want you to like imagine.
Well, that's a head. That's not an eye. Or that's an
oh,
eye.
yeah, that's gonna be an eyeball. That's gonna be an eyeball. So these points are on a round surface now. So now all you have to do is just connect. And now they feel like they're on that sphere. Cyclops. Yeah, it's a Cyclops. So now the even trickier part is this part right here. A lot of people just draw this straight, but once again, if it's not wrapping around the form, it doesn't feel three-dimensional. So you just want to like find the perspective of that sphere, and you want to like match that. And now you can draw that eye, and it's wrapped around the sphere pretty decently. Not too bad, I guess. I guess that's kind of fun. So like that's could be a really fun exercise, and then you can add a nose and a mouth.
I know we talk about it all the time. What on earth, bro?
Yeah, don't ask.
I know we talk about it all the time, but like we cannot stress form drawing enough.
Yeah.
If you could focus on developing one skill to make your art feel better, it would be the ability to draw in 3D. Or the ability to draw one of these.
Yeah, Cyclops with
So
Goofy.
my question is, would the Cyclops have? Would it be like that?
It probably would be like that because it's just like completely symmetrical. There's no corner of the eye, bruh. I don't know.
That's crazy.
How do we know where to place the pupil at different angles?
Understand the form of the eye.
Well, like okay, let's test it out, right? So here's this eye right here.
I could talk about that a little bit if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll kind of test things around a bit.
So say where do you want to put the pupil in the eye? Is it like what shape is, or where is the pupil in the eye, right? Like you decide. Is it a bowl? Are you drawing the eye as a bowl? Right? So let's say my eye, and I'm exaggerating this a lot, by the way, but like if you think about the eye as a bowl, then the pupil would be back here, right? If you think about the eye, and there's no right way, it's just, you can honestly do any. If you want it to be in the middle, it could be here. If you want it to be a bowl, it'll be right there. But what a lot of the time the issue is when you draw one eye different than the other one, like it'll look odd, or if it's like not consistent, right? Then you could draw like a lens on the outside. You can draw this dark, and you could put a highlight there. Like that could feel okay. If you drew it like that, it would totally feel fine. This would also feel fine. I generally stick them in at least a little bit, you know? Draw a lens on it.
I think I found a fun way to teach it as well.
Sure.
But I like that a lot. So I have my eye right here. Wait, wrong one. Right, here's my eye and here's my pupil. So it's like there's a range to how much the pupil can change. If you move it this way, it doesn't really change that much. You can use kind of the same shape, but like maybe carve out.
So you're talking about the pupil or the iris?
Oh yeah.
And are you talking about when the eye looks in different directions, or when you look at the eye from different directions, like this?
Yeah.
Because I interpret it as the literal pupil, like the hole that the light goes into.
Oh, okay.
But that, it looks like you might have interpreted it.
I interpret it like, oh, you want to like place the iris looking around. Whoa, that's kind of trippy.
Yes, when it looks in different directions. So hers.
Look at that. That's kind of weird. It looks like it's actually moving. So there's I want you to like imagine your eye at a resting angle. So like when your eye is resting, it's like it's like in the middle, but you don't see it like this. You got psychopath eyes if you do that. Eyes at rest,
Which you may want.
Yeah, that's true for like a really creepy character. Your eye at rest, the top of the iris is covered by the upper eyelid, and sometimes it can also be covered by the lower lid. But you'll see this. Now your eyeball is a sphere, so like you have an ellipse that's like going around, and in here, if you place the eye like curving to the side, you can basically use the same shape. It won't really affect much.
Yeah.
But things will start getting weird when you do this and you keep it the same shape.
Yeah.
You have to like physically distort it in order to make it feel like it's wrapping around a sphere.
It'll help your illusion if you show a little, at least a bit of that curvature. I know exactly what you mean. So like if I've got a circle, if I've got a sphere right here and I've got a circle on it, as that circle moves around the sphere, it's going to start squishing like this, right? It'll be like that. It'll be like
it's like you can draw like
this.
incremental bits.
Right? It's like the Death Star.
Oh,
But it's not a lot. You can just kind of subtly do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be... Now, this is a teeny tiny one on there. Like if you draw an eye, it could be like that. Rather than in maybe the front view, it could be like this. But again, it might already be
kind of
a shape like this. So as it moves to the side, it might get even more squished,
Wouldn't
right?
that
Maybe
curve
even
be
like
maybe
that. Even curve like that. But again, it's really up to you because there's no right way. It's more like you're kind of faking the illusion of it, right? Like you could do that.
Yeah. And so like if you're gonna look at, if you have an eye, pair of eyes, that's like in a 3/4, and you want them to look to the right. One iris is gonna be all the way to the right with not much change to the shape, but this one, as it goes towards the corner, is gonna get thinner. It's not because if it was the same size and the same shape, it would look like just kind of odd. It wouldn't feel natural.
Awesome. I'm glad it's helpful.
And then the pupils will also move. So because the eye, as Colton said earlier, the pupil itself is actually like inset. Eyes on this side will actually be the pupils on this side will actually be a little bit more sunken in than this one.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of people do it that way, but
Yeah.
not everybody does.
Not everybody does.
It's more just like become informed about what tends to happen and then consciously decide whether you're going to break that or not.
Yeah.
Hey, Vio.
Hey, Via.
How do you place the other lashes in different angles?
Form drawing.
I hate
I'm
to
sorry,
say it,
it's form drawing.
but every
Everything.
single question that is being asked is like a form drawing. It's like an ability to draw in 3D question.
Yeah. Like eyelashes, if you're looking at an eye from the side view, here's your eye. Like, so your eyelashes radiate out. So on the side, it's not going to come out like this. I mean, unless you wanted to. It's going to come out, goes in, and then out like that. So a lot of the time you'll see the eyelash just having that nice curve. If you're looking up at an eye, right, they'll come out from under. This is kind of gross, but like the eyelash, it's important to know this because your eyelid has dimension. It has thickness. Here's the top of the eyelid. Here's the bottom of the eyelid. Eyelash comes from below the bottom side of the eyelid, and it comes out like this. So if you actually place your eyelashes on top here, it's not really gonna look very natural. Let me look at your eyes. Yeah, it's like on the bottom side. Let me look at it again. Sorry. Yeah, it's kind of like just kind of set in there just a bit. So if you want to draw the eyelashes, it's like
Help, I'm kind of on art block. Is it okay that I'm not practicing for like 2 weeks? I usually every day. I mean, it's up to you, honestly. Like, if you don't practice for 2 weeks, like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to draw but you're blocked, like, I would say maybe start a new project. Whenever I get really art blocked, I'm like, I should work on a project that I'm passionate about. Like, think about my characters in a story, or think about like an interaction between characters, or think about like a world that I want to explore. That's what I do. Like, you know, I've been working on some artworks lately, and I was feeling kind of like art blocked and stuff, right? So I'm working on multiple moods of the same exact environment, and so I'll have, like, you know, this piece right here. It's like a festival day, and there's carts and there's people, and like the lighting is kind of getting late day, and I'm like, man, what would it be like? Like, what does this vendor sell? Like, if I were to walk over this bridge and go up and buy something from here, or like, what about here? Like, what does this sell? Like, is there a fruit and vegetable stand? Like, what is she doing up here? Like, oh, there's someone down here waving to her.
Oh, cute.
Right? And then I'm like, that's cool. Like, it would be fun to explore this area and meet these people and go on an adventure here. And then, you know, bandit raid in the middle of the night and everything gets burned and there's no survivors. So I'm like, oh, what would it be? Like, what would the air smell like? What would you feel? Like, that'd be crazy. Like, where would you go? Would you hide in the river in order and like use a straw to like breathe out of? What the heck? But like, that's what I think, right? And if I design a character, I'm like, what would it be like to adventure with this character? That's actually one of the reasons that I got into art in the first place, is I wanted to be able to like imagine myself in the story. Like, what would I do? Like, what about a world with airships? What about a world that's like, you know, whatever, something cool? Like, where is this castle? Who
lives
is
there?
the leader of this castle? Like, is this like is there a wall around this town, or is this like an outer town? Like, maybe this is the wall back here. And so this is like this outer area, and like, oh, there's a summer festival, and it's like, oh, we're celebrating summer. So they've got all these seasonal fruits and vegetables and rugs and fun summery things that they bring in and sell, and they have like games. Like, maybe there'll be like kids, you know, playing a game with like a ball, and it's like a cultural game that these kids play. And like, as soon as I start thinking about that kind of stuff, I literally, art block is gone, because I'm like so excited about like developing lore and doing that sort of thing, right? What if this one had like the ball? It was just like there.
The what?
The ball that the kids were playing with, and it's just like,
Oh no, it's all flattened.
maybe it has like an arrow in it. Someone shot the ball.
Oh no.
But you know what I mean, right? Like, as soon as I start thinking about this kind of thing, I'm like, who are the characters? What do they do? Where are they from? It reminds me of reading like fantasy novels and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, it reminds me of like playing Baldur's Gate, like visiting a town. Or, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when I used to do concept art.
Mm.
And so I'll make concept art, or I'll make artwork, because I like thinking and planning and imagining worlds. It's almost like a version of I totally lost it. I was in the middle of it. Reminds me of like yeah, it's gone.
Oh,
Maybe
no.
it'll come back later. I was
how
like,
you used to think about art?
yeah, maybe so.
You said like you would just imagine like, oh man, that would be a cool place to live in.
Yeah, I forgot what I was saying mid-sentence, but I think my point got across.
Yeah, I think it did. So here's like a more realistic eye in like a 3/4 view. You can see that there's like this really specific shape that's caused from the eyelids. It's kind of got like that almond shaped kind of triangle look. And then here's a very anime style where it's the same shape but just stretched. That's why anime and realism is very, very much connected. Same thing, same shape, same form. Here's like maybe an in-between, like a Disney type character. Maybe it's not as big. Maybe there's a bit more emphasis on the eyelash. And not that saying that this is Disney, but I've definitely seen characters that look like this. where everything's kind of connected, and here's like very anime. So like there's no difference. It's just how do you want to express your drawing. Not TikTok acting silly, huh?
Silliness? Where?
Where? Hat spin?
I got spun.
Any tips on how to make sure eyes are looking at the same point / direction, like avoid cross-eyed? You know, okay, cross-eyed happens when the look of being cross-eyed happens when the irises are pushed too close together. But there's actually some artists that do this really well that doesn't make it look cross-eyed. Dragon Ball does it really well. Like when characters are looking towards you, this is the style that they use. I don't know how it doesn't look cross-eyed to me, but like ever since I noticed that, this doesn't really seem as odd to me anymore. But if you want to avoid that, just make sure that if you want the character to look at you, it's okay for the eyes to be a little bit more towards the center because that's actually kind of natural. So you don't want this. We have one eye like this and one eye like that. That looks like they're not looking at you. Looks like they're looking past you. You want it to be a little bit towards the middle, but have a little bit of space between the corner of the eye right here. And you can just test it. Sometimes a lot of it is just testing what works for you, because maybe this looks a bit cross-eyed to someone, but to me it doesn't. So like you're like, okay, this looks, maybe I first drew my eyes a bit too close. And I'm like, okay, well, that's a bit too close. Now I'm just gonna make another version where I place it a little bit farther apart.
Goku.
Yeah, exactly, Goku. Now, if this is when it's like extreme cross-eyed, is when they're looking, when they look like they're looking at something, but they're not supposed to look that way. So if you have a fly and the character's looking at it, that's going to make it look very cross-eyed. But if you remove the fly, what are they looking at now? Like, why are they looking in this direction? That's when things don't feel right, because they look like they're supposed to look at something on their nose, but there's nothing on their nose. Tetsuya Nomura? I don't know. I don't know a lot of Japanese artists. If you let me know like what their work is, I might be able to tell, but I don't know if we're gonna do like style specific stuff. But I would say like if you know the basic forms of the eye and all that stuff, like how the eye wraps around the sphere, like you can probably deduce or reverse engineer how that specific artist does it. Inuyasha and Ranma, Final Fantasy artist. I guess out of curiosity, I'll look at it. Unless we're going a bit too off topic.
Eyes, struggle with them. Do you have any tips on drawing cartoony dreads? Mine look like spaghetti, straight hair. We do have a TikTok on that. You can go check it out. We have a whole tutorial on locks. And again, it is a dimensional drawing issue generally. Like if you want to get good at drawing locks, it's like understanding how the forms of them work. But we do have a TikTok on that.
Oh, it's like this. I mean, yeah, I would approach this the same way as any other drawing that I would do. Yeah. Like I would just find out like what's the ratio of their iris and the actual eye. You know, they look like they like to use, now this is specific to this character, but like, you know, the same thing applies. Here's your eyelid, upper lid, lower lid. They look like they like to make it not big, but a little bit more naturally sized. And they connect like this. And then their irises aren't like super small or super big. They're actually like this amount of size. I mean, it's just, I would just approach it the same way as I do anything, any form drawing. It's not really any much different. It's just how much you want to emphasize. Actually, I feel like they use a bit more of like a realistic kind of vibe because things are connecting. Like this one right here, the corner of the eye, the lower lid, all that stuff is connected. It's not like so large or whatever. It's just very similar to like a realistic eye. Yeah, here's a lot of advice on drawing eyes. If you want to like look back on this stream, you can go to our YouTube channel. We're live there as well, and you can rewind. Let's see, what else should we talk about with heads? Heads from different angles, I guess. I mean, you kind of already gave some tips on it.
Yeah.
I find the hardest part is the underside of the chin, the jaw. It's always so difficult.
Yeah.
It's such an awkward shape.
It's like an unfamiliar area.
Struggle drawing male characters. Here's some masculine features that you can add to your characters to make them look more like male, I guess.
That is in the VOD. If you want to check out our YouTube channel and go to our live stream, you can rewind it. And that was actually one of the first things that got covered today.
Yeah.
You want to know something cool, right? So you know how I was saying like your first 2 lines are free? You can just put those 2 lines over a circle.
Wait. Hold up. Let me try that.
And that could be your perspective for the head. If you want. Like, again, it's just XYZ plus a circle. So, you know, you draw a circle. And you draw 2 lines. You can just put this over the circle. And wherever you put it on the circle, it can just become the angle of the head.
Okay.
If you want.
I like that.
But like what I do when I draw a head is like I just do that anyways, right? Like here's one line. If I'm looking up at it, this curves like that. If I'm looking down at it, this curves like that. And then to make it really simple, we don't even have to worry about the cheekbone in that. We can just go we can just go chin, pull it down, pull it back, and up. And now we basically have just like a mask for a face. And this volume, this is just a volume that represents the head that we can modify and draw on, you know? Like here's the side of the head. Here's the top of the head.
It's and the generic head planes that you can change.
And we can bring this brow ridge out and do something like that. But it's a dimensional drawing thing. Circle and a line. It could be any line you want. It could be that. It could be that. Right? Am I looking left? Am I looking left? Am I looking right? Am I looking up? You can even draw these like wrapping lines around it. Right? This is a beach ball.
Okay. Beach
ball. You can go up. You could go down. You could go this way. That way. Right? You just pull a line off of it. And then you can kind of think about this like a mask if you want. Like a sheet of paper that's folded. Like you have a ball, like a basketball. And you take a piece of paper and you press it against that basketball, right? Here's your basketball. Here's your sheet of paper, like this. And I take this paper and I press it against the ball, right? Boop. Boop. And what happens to the piece of paper?
It curves around.
Yeah, it'll like curve around.
I really like that.
And it'll like curve around. You can think about it like that. And then we can take this.
Chop it off.
and chop it, and we can sort of bring this up like that.
I'm gonna have to like use that later for the lessons.
Yeah. Right? We can curve this a little bit because we're just starting with that base form.
Okay, let me just do that really quick.
And it can help you get that head shape in, right? Sheet of paper. And it's like, what do we always do on this channel? We're always drawing sheets of paper. Like, literally all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We're drawing sheets of paper. I call it the bully method because bully has come in and knocked your books out of your hand. And all of your papers went onto the floor, right? Oh, no. The bully.
I'm gonna tell you. I don't know. I'm gonna
Right?
tell on you.
Oh no, my book.
No, I'm gonna be late for class.
I used the bully method earlier.
Did you?
Yeah, I'll show you. Here it is.
Yep. Christina's working on a
There it is. Working on an illustration.
and an illustration of the
girls and Jake and then I put the pieces of paper to show
Yup.
the ground plane.
it shows the ground exactly. It's like a little compositional tool. You can just put sheets of paper on the ground or objects in general, right? Like I did it on this as well. I just put boards on the ground right here in order to show the ground, right? And if we wanted to make those boards 3D, we just go, here's the top, here's the side.
I love how you can just imply that with such little strokes.
Yeah, here's the top. Here's the side. There, we put some boards on the ground, right? And here's the shadow on the grass.
Wow, it looks like you can actually step into that world.
That's what I'm hoping we can do.
Look, there's more paper method down there. Bully method.
Yeah,
Underneath the cart.
the rocks are also bully method. You're just drawing in 3D space.
Wait,
Yep. Over here.
what about the video idea being about the bully method?
I was just thinking, you know what would be really good for the bully method?
What?
We draw like a form and we try to put other forms on it. Like this, or other shapes
You
on
gave me
it.
an idea.
Like, it feels like a good idea, right? So we could draw like a little wireframe of this, just like quick little wireframe to help us visualize this space. This is all form drawing, by the way. These are like really good exercises to practice to help develop. It's like Fox, what you were saying earlier with like, how do you know it's in perspective? It's by doing these. Like, this is a gym exercise and you can go, okay, so that wraps over that. That goes down there. There, like we'll try to like put pieces of paper on this, and if I had a piece of paper up here, it would kind of go up and flatten out.
You know what idea you gave me
What?
just now? What if I had an assignment for the head stuff, and
Yeah.
in order to find the form, I add like band-aids,
Yeah.
like this kind of stuff. That'd be kind of fun.
So overall, learning how to draw 3D objects and perspectives is extremely beneficial. Yeah, it's like the entire foundation of drawing. Like,
That is foundation.
It is one of the most important components of art, of being able to draw, is drawing dimensionally. That is, I mean, there's a reason channels like ArtWad almost exclusively talk about form drawing. It's because if you actually want to become like professional level at art, you have to just grind out form drawing. Like, being able to draw and design in 3D and think in 3D is so incredibly fundamental.
And that's what we teach in our school as well. A lot of our classes are very much dimensional drawing focused. Colton has a class on perspective that kind of covers like both intuitive and technical. So like he has you doing stuff like this in anime art school.
Here we go. Yeah, it's so incredibly fundamental.
Yeah.
Just, it's like, yeah, it's so important. I can't even explain how important it is to being able to draw and create things
You know what it's
from
like?
imagination.
It's like how important addition and subtraction is in math. You always have to use it.
Yeah, it's like numbers.
Yeah.
It is like understanding the numbers 1 through 10. It's like it is a fundamental component of virtually everything.
Yeah.
And it's not just boxes. Like, you'll hear this advice like, how do I get better at drawing? And people say, draw boxes. Like, how many people here in the chat have heard the advice, draw boxes, right? Probably a lot. Like, you just hear this advice over and over and over.
It's
Draw
like
boxes.
a catchphrase.
Draw boxes. Draw boxes. It's like, they're not wrong. It's not bad advice. But drawing boxes isn't the only exercise, first off. And secondly, what it really is getting at is it's form drawing. Like, form and dimensional drawing. It's basically an assignment geared towards helping you improve your dimensional and form drawing. And it's not just drawing boxes. It's like drawing this anime head, right? That is form drawing. Am I looking up at the head from below? Or am I looking down at the head from above? Drawing boxes is just a good form drawing exercise. It's like pretty fundamental, but it doesn't end there. I don't honestly think draw boxes is very good advice because it lacks context. And most people who give the advice, draw boxes, don't actually know why, other than they've heard it from someone else.
It's like a regurgitation.
Yeah, it's like a regurgitation type
catchphrase.
thing. Exactly. Like, there's a lot of really, really good assignments that don't involve directly drawing boxes. Like, just this right here. Maybe we can even go steeper with it. And, like, there's one and there's another, right? We have a form drawing exercise right here. Right? This would be a great exercise. And then you add sheets, right? Let's describe this form a little bit three-dimensionally.
You know, I feel like sometimes some people actually do end up getting into like a box cult mentality.
Yeah. You'll see it all the time. People be like, I drew 600 boxes. And like, you look at the boxes and like a bunch of are like not right in perspective anyways. Like, they weren't using like vanishing points or, but I mean, it's not like it's bad to practice boxes. It's just, if you practice boxes without an understanding of like why you're practicing them, a
Like
lot of
what
the time
goes
I
where.
feel like it leads to burnout as well.
Yeah.
So let's just draw a little bit of form lines over this. And we'll use our bully method and we'll just throw some sheets of paper on the ground. So again, we're thinking about this in terms of 3D, right? Like, maybe we'll draw a sheet of paper like that. I feel like it's not quite right. Maybe it's more like that. And then we'll add another sheet of paper here. And we'll add another sheet of paper. Maybe we'll add like a long sheet of paper that kind of goes like...
How are your lines so nice? A lot of
crawls up
practice.
the surface. I've been doing it for a long time. Right? That one's kind of tricky. Maybe we'll make another overlapping sheet of paper back there.
I would get bored out of my mind just drawing boxes. Oh yeah,
there.
anyone would.
A lot of people do. And it's not even like the only perspective drawing assignment. I think there's absolutely a time and place to draw boxes, like 100%. Is it the only perspective assignment? Absolutely not. Like, form drawing, if you want to be like a character artist or design characters, assignments that are literally just like drawing a blob, right? And putting wrapping lines around it is a great exercise. Just practicing wrapping lines and like...
And you're probably going to be using more of these organic forms more than just like, I don't know, drawing a very sterile box. Like there's so much stuff in the world.
Right, there's so many good assignments. There's so many people who get amazing at drawing, like professional high-level artists that get amazing at drawing just by like experimenting and trying things. Like, everybody's so obsessed with like the meta of how do I get good as fast as possible. It's just like experiment, have fun, try things, like try various assignments. Like, what if we even had an assignment that was like we draw sheets of paper over this? Like, what if we make like a little zigzag shape? And I'm not like, I don't want to bash drawing boxes. Like, it's good, it's useful. But you like understand why you're drawing the boxes. Right? Like, well, maybe we'll change direction like that. And we'll like stick these paper.
It's almost like tape on a box.
To the side. You want to know where this shows up? Spirited Away, paper dolls, stuck to stuff. Look. Here it is. There it is. It is paper over top of a form. Chihiro from Spirited Away is a 3-dimensional form. There it is. Look.
It's bending over her form.
Exactly. I'm telling you. Look.
It's on the pole.
Here is the paper changing angles on the board. This is a good assignment. It's a great assignment to do.
How do they animate
specifically reminded me of this scene. It's 3D. It's like form drawing. It's so fundamental. And there's a lot of good assignments. There's a lot of good assignments to do it. It's not just, and you could even do that. Like, let's look at this as reference, and let's go back to this, and let's draw one. Let's draw one of these on here. So we've got like this, right? Let's take this out. All right, so let's go. Okay, so this has like a head, right? And then it will bend it, and maybe it's like this.
Thank you, Crow.
What the heck do those look like exactly?
You might want to look up like a simple version. There's one down there on the lower left.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so they're like this, right? And then when this folds, it'll probably go more like that. And so we're gonna draw it. Here's like the center line, and then this is gonna turn again, and it kind of looks like this. Maybe we'll do something like that. And then this side will go, and maybe we'll even pull this out like this. Maybe we'll pull it out like this. How about like that? That would be kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
And so this is going to be very foreshortened. Maybe like that. That's kind of cool. And like draw a whole bunch of these on stuff. This will help develop your form drawing skills. And so we can like simplify it really easily in the beginning, right? We can even just draw it on like a really, really simple sheet of paper. So let's draw that on this. Let me like delete some of this stuff in here.
Okay, fine. Kelly says, my fave show was on. Hello.
Oh,
hi.
awesome.
It's so funny to me how every time I join, chances are 99.9% Colton is drawing a box. Yes.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Or objects, you know? Like, I mean, even like I said, like all this stuff here, like it's form drawing. A lot of stuff is just boxes and cylinders, and like this castle in the background, it's a cylinder with a cone on top.
It's not a castle, it's a cylinder with a cone on top.
This Summer Fest, this is a piece of paper. This is a piece of paper that's bending.
Everything is paper. I'm kidding.
These are pieces of paper. And like, what do you have to do in order to, you know, it's like that anvil that I drew recently. But anyways, let's make this like really simple, right? Let's go here.
It's a fun song.
Dang, I should make a YouTube video on this.
Yeah.
Like, right? We'll make this really simple, and then we go, here is the topology of this. When I use shift click, I'm way less accurate with my perspective. Even though it's like wobbly as heck, it's still right. Okay. This is my topology, right? Here is a circle. This Actually, let's do something like really simple, right? Let's just make a rectangle. This rectangle will change direction and go down there, right? So let's just go. There's the rectangle. Now, let's just put a circle in there. Here's like the minor axis. That's circle goes here.
That goes towards the vanishing point, right?
Yeah, it's following this. The minor axis is right here.
Okay. What form exercises do y'all recommend?
This is a form drawing exercise, absolutely. Okay. Let's extend this just so we have a little bit more room to work with. This is a form drawing exercise right here. You just take a sheet of paper and you bend it. All right.
And then you make every drawing on it follow that bended piece of paper.
Yes. Okay. So we got this, and let's just like build the body. So we kind of come out and come in. Right? We can use that rectangle as a guideline to build the body. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing this, right? I start here, I come to here, and then I come back to the middle. So let's just say we do that, and we do that. It's like drawing an anime eye or something, right? Like here's the center line of it, basically. And then on top of it, we've got this. So for my reference, where the heck did those sheets of paper go, dude? Here's one. That's a tiny little image. Where the heck?
I think it's above. I think you gotta scroll up a bit more.
Here it is. Let's
Hey,
just
Will?
bring like these over here, right? So here's like the form that we're drawing. And I'm not trying to match this exactly. I'm just trying to generally understand the shapes, right? This is all form drawing. So we come down here, right? And then we go, here's my wing. Comes out. Comes out. Let's like erase this a little bit so we can see better. We got that. We got that. Boop. Boop. There's my angle change. This comes out. And out. Angle change. Boop. Boop. We'll bring it all the way in. All the way through. And then they have like little armpits. So we'll just choose a point, maybe like right here.
They do?
And we'll just bring it up
Oh.
like that. And then we can erase this out. And if we wanted to shade this, it would shade. We could just show a dimension along this fold right here, right? It's like this is a form drawing exercise. This is something I find much more interesting than just drawing boxes all the time. Don't get me wrong, boxes are great.
We can draw boxes and then draw stuff on top of the boxes.
Exactly. And so we do that. And I'm just like, I didn't make the bottom of the thing nearly big enough. It's quite a lot bigger. So we can just kind of expand this. Again, it's just a sheet of paper, right? Expand this. Let's take our rectangle and let's go pretty large with it. And then that comes out. And again, we're doing this sort of thing, except I need to go much longer. And we can adjust. We're not going to die if we get it wrong.
I think we need to say that more often. We're not going to die if we get it wrong.
Yeah. Who cares? It's the practice, right? We'll just do something like that. And then again, this is a plane change right here as well. So this is going to be like right there. We can just draw a circle through and we can select it and nest it in. You could do this traditionally as well.
When I do full-size bodies, my faces seem too detailed and weird compared to the body. Any advice?
There we go.
Honestly, I don't know exactly like how to solve that, to be honest. Other than like detail management, sometimes if it's too detailed, then emphasize a bit more on the body. Like try to like distribute the detail throughout.
I did a demo a little while back for, what was it, Clear Sky.
Oh, you did?
Are you here, Clear Sky? Remember the wrinkly wrapper?
Oh.
Let me find it. Here it is. This is a little demo that I did a number of weeks ago, and this has that, Adam. Like, this is a form drawing exercise, but this is a lot more complicated, and we would just start with something like this. Right? Make that one longer, and then make this one a little triangle, and make this one like that, and then we can, you know, trace our center line. And these little wrinkles and stuff are pretty easy to add. Once we have this, we can just go, you know, like that, and make a triangle, say, there.
Fixing, altering the geometry a bit.
Yes, exactly. It's like learning how to start with a primitive form and then add more. And you can add little stuff like this as well. So like we come in here and it's just like, oh, do we want to change this up a little bit? We just go, you know, maybe we go like that. You can add little bits and stuff here and there. But I think pieces of paper are one of the most underrated things. We could even draw it around the surface of this too, right? And how would your little paper doll follow the form? It would follow around the form here like this, and it would follow around the form, and this would follow the form, and then we go, okay, let's measure it out, put a little guideline for ourselves. Where's the end? Where's the thickest point? And we can just go
calculate.
Yeah, you can draw little guidelines for yourself over the form of this partial sphere. And then again, we can put our little armpit.
It's got a cute little waist.
Yeah. Although I feel like this is not like a waist. This is probably more like this.
Oh. I can never get my eyes to look the same. One always looks better than the other. Any advice? I think I might have a solution.
Yeah.
When you draw one eye, it takes a lot of brain power. And you're like, man, I gotta make this look good. But then when you draw the other, it's like your brain's pooped. And, like, it just doesn't come out as good. Another is... That could be a reason why. And for that, I would try to draw them at the same time. And someone asked early on stream, but I forgot to mention it. They were asking, can you draw both eyes at the same time? Yes, absolutely. In fact, I used to do that a lot. I would draw like the top eyelid of one eye, and then I would match it to the other side just to like keep it consistent so I don't have to go and erase all the time. I can like kind of quality check there. So it's like, oh, does my eyelid look as thick as the other eyelid? Does it look the same? And you can kind of manage it with bite-sized pieces at a time. And that way you can be a bit more consistent. Anyways, that's my spiel.
Does this feel more fun than drawing boxes, by the way? Be honest. Like, does this feel like interesting enough that you would actually be like, that sounds kind of fun? Like drawing these little paper dolls or drawing like over form?
Bro, that'd be sick.
Maybe this is like a little bit longer or something. Right? Armpit. Armpit. Ooh, ba ba ba. Let me look at that reference again. Okay. We'll put the armpit in like this. And then we'll come like, we can find our thickest point. Maybe here.
This is exactly how I would draw eyes too.
Yep,
like just using those little guidelines like that.
This is eyes. It's just not the same form. It's just not the same shape. You know, and then you can always come back in here and clean it up. This is how, like, you would draw this kind of stuff, bro. If I could draw, dude. Come on. There we go. It's a little bit better. And then you can come in here and go and start to mess it up a little bit.
I could see your comment, Manju. It's just, or Manjusha. It's a kind of complicated question and not necessarily a topic that we're covering exactly. I would suggest that if you have trouble with that particular angle, look up a lot of reference for it. And it's a bit hard to understand the English. Sorry.
So now what I'm doing is I'm like plussing, which means I'm going over this again, and I'm actually going to try to improve the design. Like maybe I'll come in here and maybe this tail's not stuck down. Maybe it's like, you know, maybe it's like that.
Cute.
Instead. And so then I can draw this one back here, and this one's overlapped.
And shadows are also another way to show form too.
Yep. Right, there's the armpit, comes out over here, and then we can go zoop, zoop. And we can draw this one out. Maybe not like that. Maybe this one's like stuck on pretty well. And then we got our head back here, right? So we know how much of our head we're going to see overlapped. And you could literally just overlap a whole bunch of these. And if the light's coming from above, this will have a little gradient on it.
Well, if you know how to do dimensional drawing, you can shade as well.
Yeah. And then, you know, we can have a little shadow underneath of this. We can have a little shadow underneath of, say, that one. It's like there's like a little form drawing exercise, and it's all stems from like this kind of exercise. There's so many other ways to practice dimensional drawing than just drawing boxes. Like, you need to draw boxes at some point, and I would definitely recommend practicing 1, 2, 3 point perspective and doing a bunch of boxes. But like, these exercises, in my opinion, are pretty much just as important.
Do you guys draw animals often or mostly people?
Not really. I don't really draw a lot of animals. Form drawing is just super, super, super important.
Colton drew a horse a few times.
Yeah, I did.
But form drawing helped a lot.
Yeah, I'm not much of an animal artist, unfortunately.
Yeah. Animal forms are complicated. That's probably what they say about people, too.
Same exact skills used to draw this are used to draw anime heads, you know, wherever those are. File,
anime heads.
Recent, 1,000 heads. Reading document. It's a big file.
Oh, I love the chibi.
Same exact skills
Love that one.
used to draw all of this kind of stuff. It's all form drawing. Hair goes over the head, eyes go around the form. This is the same exact skill. The proportions, the shapes are different, but the same exact skill goes into this. That goes into what I literally just drew, like this and this. It's like a, you know, English classes. It's like going to the gym or whatever.
Practicing your sentences and your grammar and. Someone was asking how to draw old people, which I think is a fun thing. I don't know if Hannah's still here, but if she ever watches this VOD again, I'll just cover it really quick. You can take a basic head like this and like morph it. So if I were to change this to a child, all I would do is, I know I'm not talking about old people yet, but like I would just erase this, shorten the neck, and pudge out the cheek, and automatically have a child face, a child head. Like you're just modifying the existing form. Here's like a more adult head. I don't have to change a thing. But if you want someone that's old, you know, you would first of all look at reference of old people and see where their wrinkles are, but that's also form drawing. So a lot of time what I'll notice for older men is their things keep growing, but also like parts of their jaw and their cheekbone can continue growing as well, and they'll be more like protruded. Let me just look one up.
Hannah is here.
Okay, awesome.
TikTok's banned over there, where you are.
Now there's obviously different kinds of old people, different kinds of old guys. There's like rounder ones like this, and of course it's not doing it. There it is. That focus now a little bit better. Ooh. Okay, there it goes. So like there's old guys like this where it's much pudgier and you won't really see all that stuff. So in essence, it's this shape. But maybe some characters will have a bigger nose. Their wrinkles will be more defined on the smile line, right here.
Laugh lines?
Yeah, laugh lines.
Laugh
Yeah,
lines,
laugh
smile
lines,
lines.
smile lines. I think they're the same. It's like this, but it's like heavily emphasized. So like that's one way to draw old people. You know, everything kind of starts sagging. Their lips get thinner. Their eye bags and their eyelids get baggier as well.
By
so
the
like,
way, Christina's doing form drawing.
I am.
This is form drawing. Try as you may to resist. It's unavoidable,
Yep.
unfortunately.
Eye bags, lots of wrinkles in the eye bags. You know, a lot of moles perhaps. But if you want to draw someone that's older, more sinister, perhaps, like for like character design purposes, you can use more skull-like features and hollowed out cheeks. Let me find one here. This one's kind of fun. Like we can do an exaggerated version of this. You can see that really prominent skull,
Cheekbone.
eye socket area right there. Very, very prominent. Bony nose, perhaps. And then, of course, the wrinkles are in the same area. Your eyes get hollowed out. So a lot of context, and your eyes generally get like smaller because of the eyelids getting baggier as well, and a lot of wrinkles. So I would say look for those signs, and you'll be able to draw older people better. I don't draw a lot of old people, so I would need a bit of adjustment period, but I would look for those things if I were learning. You know, how do the forehead wrinkles look? Stuff like that.
Even I need to practice this kind of stuff.
Like the witch from Snow White? Oh, yeah, exactly. There we go. I actually might need to update one of my videos to add this exercise in here. Learned a lot. Awesome. And once again, if you want to learn a bit more on it, we have our anime art school, which is our school for teaching stuff like this, fundamentals, the dimensional drawing in an anime style. And it's currently 20% off with the code LOVE. So go ahead and check it out.
Yeah, and we actually have a figure drawing class coming up as well.
Yes.
It starts on the 21st, so about 10 days from now. There is still time to sign up. It's going to be a live 6-week-long figure drawing class. You can check it out on our website, drawanime.com. It'll be the teal.
Yep, the teal button.
And we will be teaching it live over Zoom. You'll be able to ask whatever questions you want. Your homework will be critiqued every single day. It's not anime art school, though. It'll be called, like,
Figure drawing live class.
Anatomy and figure drawing live class.
Yep.
But yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of fun teaching. I like live classes a lot. It's probably really gets me in the mood for teaching.
Yeah? Did you answer? Yeah?
Do you guys teach animation too? No, we don't animate, so we don't teach it.
Nope.
I think I'm kind of ready to wrap up.
Are you ready to wrap up?
Mm-hmm. I want to continue recording a bit, and I'm hungry. Are
I'm
you
kind of
hungry?
hungry too.
Yeah. We do want to learn animation though in the future. That is definitely something on our to-do list, our bucket list, I should say. That's fun.
Bum 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 bum. I really want to make I really want to make learning perspective more fun. I feel like there's this really toxic mentality with people in perspective is they're like, they get into this mindset of feeling superior than others because they're like,
I'm learning.
you gotta draw boxes, lots of boxes. I'll see like TikToks and like the whole TikTok profile's personality is like, I'm drawing tons of boxes and you should too. And if you're not, you're wasting your time. You ever see that?
Oh my gosh, it gives me the ick, bruh.
On like TikTok or YouTube, there's like artists out there and like their entire personality is that they need to like practice drawing boxes. I don't even really think that approach is very good. Like, I've went to some really good art schools that produce a lot of professional level students, and they don't just draw boxes all the time. Like, you'll take like 5 classes in a single term. You'll take design classes, you'll take classes where you're drawing from life, you're going and painting outside and from observation. You're taking perspective classes and drawing a bunch of boxes, but it's like, break it up with things that are fun and interesting, or else you end up developing like a really stiffness to your work.
Yeah.
Like really, like people who only practice drawing boxes end up with like really stiff work a lot of the time.
Thank you, Manjusha. Look at this, I drew you.
You drew me.
I just. Well, I didn't mean it for it to be you, but then I was like, I'll just draw a hat and then I'll turn it into a propeller hat. But yeah, like I definitely it's almost like people are like, man, I went to military boot camp, and they get like super arrogant about it, and I'm like, bro, it's just boxes. Like, get a life.
And the funny thing is like most of them aren't even very good. Like the people who talk about that and who base their whole personalities around drawing boxes, like they're not even very good. A lot of the time at the lollipop.
Okay, fine. Let me think.
Yeah, and like, drawing boxes is not bad. You should definitely practice, but the only practice,
Wait, we should start a TikTok video saying like, if drawing boxes sounds so boring, here's exercises that you can try as well.
If you hate drawing boxes, here's 5 other exercises that you can also do.
Yeah, let's make that. Let me write that down.
Can we talk about squash and stretch? I mean, squash and stretch is basically just a principle of simple and complex. It's like you have a side that's simple and you have a side that's more complex, and it's a way to direct your eye. It's like a design principle. Yeah, I mean, I can talk about it a little bit if you want.
Sure.
Me. Squash and stretch. With expression, you mean like with drawing like people or drawing faces or what? Squash and stretch is like that sort of thing. Like you have a pinch side and this one has more detail. You could even go like, like that, and then there's this side. So this would be like the simple, and this would be like complex. And you could turn this into a body, right? Like a torso. So let's just say we pinch, and that could be the center line. You could make the center line this. So this person is maybe bending forward. it's a two-dimensional concept, which means that I don't have to add form to this in order for the concept to play out, right? I could add that. I could go... So let's say here's like a squash and stretch concept, right? But this is a two-dimensional shape. This is not 3D. So I could go S-curve in the middle. And that would be the form, right? So this points up. This points over there. I could go C-curve on this side. So let's say, you know, we could have like the head. We can have the head. I could go and we could pinch it like we did over there, or we could even go like this. So maybe the hips are tilted this way. There's maybe like a leg, and then maybe the head is like that. We could have the arm, whatever, come out here if we want.
Can you do that with expressions? Yeah.
Yeah, you can. It's a design principle. So like, let me think, squash and stretch, right? You can have like one eye going down and like maybe the other eye coming up, right?
Ooh. I did this little expression here.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe like on this side, right? You could do an expression like that.
One. That looks like they're like in the middle of talking. Well, you can bend and squish any shape.
Yeah, it's like
Or
a
it's not bend and
general
stretch and squish.
Yeah, it's like a general design principle, but it's a concept of, you know, pulling and pushing, or pulling and compressing.
Think of it like dough. You know, like when you knead bread dough, you're like stretching and
You want to talk
kneading.
about it? That's what Christina was
Yeah, I was doing this.
doing.
So Colton, remember when you accidentally dropped a weight on your foot, and you said it was like a dough that was like hammered, and it was like.
I can tell you an example that Wouter Tulp used in his class. So I took a class by a character designer, and he designed like a character, and he used like squash and stretch. So the character had like a hat on like this, and it's brow ridge. I don't remember exactly what it was. I'm trying to remember it. It's been like a year or two since I took the class, but he had like a hat on, and it was like all this energy kind of coming in, right? Let's just say, you know, maybe the face was like that. Maybe there's like a mouth or something, right?
Or beard. Kind of cool.
And the chin might have come out. I think he drew like a ferret, actually.
A ferret?
Yeah, let me look. I wonder if it's like online, if there's like a picture of it or something. It doesn't look like it. It was in a schoolism class by Wouter Tulp. Like, let me think. But essentially, like, you can have, say, like a hat, and like you can sort of have all this energy coming in like this, and then this side is expanded, right? Like the back of the head may be very expanded, and the front of the head could be very squished. And so it could create like this principle. It could create like this principle where you're designing something understandable by using a complex area and comparing it against a simpler area. You could do this with poses, you could do it with expressions, you can do it with anything. People do it with like trees and bushes. They'll like design a tree, and one side of the tree is relatively simple and the other side of the tree is like more complex,
Well, actually,
right?
that's a side profile right there.
Yeah, it could also be a side profile. Like it's a design principle. It's like not subject specific. Like, you know, you got a tree that's maybe like blowing over, and it could be like, right, like this sort of thing maybe, and it's like, right, it's like a general design principle to like direct attention. I'm sorry that it sounds so vague, but it has a ton of applications. If it was more specific, it wouldn't be like applicable to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think people expect very specific tips because like, oh well, how do I draw XYZ? But it's like you would actually use a lot of vague principles to apply to something specific. Does that make sense?
I don't know. I wasn't listening. I was reading comments.
Like, for instance, oh, how do you draw a child face like this? Like, there must be some specific way to draw it. But no, you would actually just take something that's generic and turn it into something specific.
So it would be considered too much if the two sides have a similar stretch/squash ratio. It can get a bit busy. Like you may not know what to pay attention to. It's almost like a way that you can check. You can go, I don't really like my drawing very much. Do I have breathing room? Like, is there an area of simple that I can kind of rest and an area of complex that I can look at and find details of? And again, it's general, right? So this is very prominent in something really abstract.
Oh wait, I have an idea.
Like sci-fi design. You find this a lot in sci-fi design.
So I'll just mention this really quick. It's kind of like distribution of how big your size or how big your expression is for like different components. So like here, everything's all evenly spaced. The mouth is basically almost as big as the eyes. Takes up as much space. But if you're like, okay, I want one eye that's big, one eye that's small, one side of the mouth that's small, one side of the mouth that's big. Now it feels more like spaced out, has a lot more variety, more energetic. Anyways, you can continue.
Here's an example of Sparth's work. He's a sci-fi designer, very famous sci-fi designer, and you can see that he uses the principle of simple and complex. He'll have these big areas of not very much going on, and then he'll have these little areas of like a lot going on, like this. Like there's a lot, if you look at it in black and white, there's like a lot of changes going quickly. There's really light next to really dark, right? Next to something that we recognize as human, like dark next to light, next to dark. But up here, like this whole area may not have very much going on, right? It's similar with this. Like, look at this, right? We've got this giant area of very empty next to this really detailed area of stuff going on, right? Like this area is very busy. Like there's a lot of stuff going on. He's using like some repetition. He's using this shape language, right? He has complicated stuff going on. And then down here, empty. Like, relatively speaking, right? Like, this could be the complex, and this could be the simple. And this could be a character design as well. Like, you could have a character with a big helmet or a big hat that doesn't have a lot on it, but then maybe their face is, like, really busy, right? Or vice versa. Maybe they have a very simple, plain face or outfit, and then they have maybe, like, a complex area to them as well. Did he upload any like character designs or anything? Let me look.
Does he do any character design?
Oh, for sure he does. I don't know if he really uploads them. Probably. Right, like you'll see this all over the place. Like here's another example. It's just since I did sci-fi design for games in the past, it was a topic that people talked about a lot. Is you've got like look at the separation of these areas. Like they're very well done.
That's cool.
Like all of these areas are quite uneven. Like you've got a large area, you've got a small area that's simple, you've got like a medium area that has a lot of like repetition and extreme change. You've got this section right here, you've got a nice break of your silhouette. This could be anything, right? It could be a character design. Like cool, simple character design or whatever. It's like this very understandable, simple shape, right? He's got simplicity, and look at this. Here's some complexity.
And then right behind it is very simple.
Here's some complexity, exactly. And back here, relatively speaking, it's very simple. It's a very simple, like, understandable texture that doesn't grab your attention too much.
It's an experience.
And Sparth is just a master at that kind of stuff. Like, really, really, really masterful. Come on. I don't want that. Stop it. Thank you.
Wow, that makes so much sense. I feel like this tip is going to change my life. Awesome, Kelly.
It's very big. Like,
it's like elite level type.
Within the design community, it's a very, very common topic that's discussed. Like, simple versus busyness. If you have only busyness, and then there's other things like texture. Like, if you have only busyness, then your brain kind of goes, I'm gonna tune all of this out, right? And then when there's a simple, you're like, I'm gonna pay attention to the simple because it's the thing that's different. That would be like contrast. But if your goal is to become like a professional designer and you want to get actually hired, like as a concept artist or something, you have to use that. It's a necessity to use that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Do you guys like cats? Oh wait, you have a cat. Yeah, we have 3. 3 silly. Well, Poppy's not here anymore. 3 of them.
3 of them.
3 sillies.
3 little sillies, yeah.
You ready to wrap?
Yep.
Sounds good. All right, everybody. I'm gonna get back to work
Same.
and eat, dude. I'm so hungry.
Bro, do you want the spaghetti meatballs?
Sure.
Okay.
Spaghetti and meatballs.
Meatballs.
Oh, here's a really good example, by the way. I just saw it. This is Wouter Tulp's work, and here's a really, really, really good example of simple and complex.
So cute.
Look how simple this side is as opposed to all of this stuff going on.
All that noise, bro.
And you look at the baby's expression and it's like so obvious that he's trying to create this like uncomfortable feeling of a lot going on, like this overwhelming, like everything is pulling in, and he does this on purpose, right? Everything is like pulling in towards the baby.
I love the crooked music notes.
Yeah.
As well.
And it's like bad singing. How do you know it's bad singing? Because it's not this.
It's not normal looking. It's broken looking.
It's like.
Yep.
Right? It's like it's such a good way to communicate terrible singing. It's just genius.
Why do I feel like Miki
See, all of
would
this
be
stuff.
like tone deaf?
Even the wrinkles, they pull in towards this, right? This swoops around and comes up and pushes you in. This swoops around and comes up and pulls you in because he's trying to direct all of the attention at the baby, who's like, this is ridiculous. This is so loud. And I know because I literally took classes from this guy. His name's Wouter Tulp. I'll write his name. He's a Dutch artist. Wouter Tulp. He has classes on schoolism, and he has an ebook online that he sells. And he's a character designer, and he talks about this kind of stuff.
Guess who's here?
Guess who's here?
Poppy's here. This is unprecedented. Did I use that word right?
Yep.
This is amazing. Poppy's here.
She's actually here.
Look at this. Are you happy, kitty? Too bad you can't really see her that much. I guess she'll
Yeah.
probably walk on the iPad.
Well, but then they can't see that either. There she is. Hi. Come here. Look up. Beautiful.
Oh,
torty
nice. Dutch as well.
kitty. Ooh.
Poppy.
Poppy.
Dang, I need to go through that guy's class again. He's actually got a good number of classes on schoolism. Really, really, really good classes.
Kitty.
Baby kitty.
She gets the rubbies too. Come here. Girl.
Kitty, kitty.
You want to see your face? You want to see your lovely face? There you go. Okay, now you're gonna just rest.
Don't forget, guys, if you are a regular or not a regular, go comment on our latest TikTok.
Yes.
The one with the hair demo.
Yes.
Go comment. Go say hi. Thank you
yes,
to those who already have.
All right, let everyone see your beautiful, charming face, princess.
Yes.
There you go.
This one.
Yeah,
It is
worked
tips
really hard on it.
on. You're gonna really like it, by the way. It is tips on. She's rubbing my hand. Rendering hair in different styles, and at the end, there's actually information on like what is a highlight,
Rendering.
what is subsurface scattering, how does it work, color temperature, right? Tips on changing color to make things interesting. We look at me like that for a puppy.
I wonder who was first. What do you mean?
Was first what? Oh, first comment. I think it was.
Oh.
I think it was you. 9 hours. Yeah, you were definitely the first. And you left 2 comments.
What does being tone deaf mean? Tone deaf means like you just have no pitch. Like you sing everything off key. I think that's what it means. At least that's how I've heard it being used as.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm no rock star, so I don't know exactly.
Oh, what is that? Oh my gosh! Wait, that's kind of cute. Hold up. I didn't even wear that. That's funny.
It's silly.
I need to look at those. What's your thoughts on the future of art with AI?
It's definitely gonna mix up some industries.
Yep.
It doesn't really change what I do at all, because I make art because I enjoy making art. So it doesn't really prevent me from doing that. But I can assure you, there's probably gonna be a bubble popping in the future that I don't even know. It's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be pretty crazy. But I don't know. I'm not an expert on the subject. Poppy is such a rarity. Yeah, she's been hanging around.
She don't like the car sound. Huh?
Well, everybody,
Have a good night.
Holy moly, I got a lot of tabs to closey. Oh, dude, I love those little paper dolls.
Those are so cool.
They're super cool. Man. There we go. Good night, everybody.
Good night, chat. Have a good evening or morning or afternoon.
Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah. We did it. You did it, chat. You drew your boxes. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a good night. Bye-bye, YouTube.
Bye-bye.
See ya.